the time to listen in. I'm a annuity sales director here at Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We have been in business now for over 30 years. We're going to have a great webinar this morning on Retirement Analyzer. As we get into the new year, it's more and more important to do a fact finder, find out from a holistic standpoint on what your clients have as far as assets, what the best fit for your clients are from a holistic standpoint, and recommend the best possible products for them. So we have the great pleasure this morning of having Brooke Thomas and Stephen Goldstein on the line with us, co-founders of this software. They're going to be presenting a little bit later this morning on this webinar and walking through the software. You can ask your questions directly to them, but let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be walking through a few items this morning on insurance agency marketing services and some of our value adds. We got a long webinar this morning, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, thank you for joining in. Again, my name is Marcus. My last name is Solar. My contact information will be a little bit later in the webinar here. If you have any questions, you can certainly call and talk to any of our annuity or life insurance reps at 800-255-5055. Our number will be published throughout this webinar this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. We do offer a new producer bonus program for new producers that come on board with us. This is a way that we can give back and say thank you and welcome aboard for becoming contracted with Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We do offer 3 different levels of this program. It is based on premium coming in the door, whether it is annuity or single premium life business. We do have the 3 separate levels of $100,000, $300,000, and $500,000. You can choose anything from at the $100,000 level of $750 in cash back to a 2-year subscription to a newsletter or website service, all the way up to a $500,000 level of a Ritz-Carlton travel rewards, make your own personal getaway. Or if you want to reinvest back into your practice, you can certainly choose either a 4,000 or 5,000 piece mailing and seminar coaching by one of our top producers, either Matt Gill or Dave Pimper. This program is good for the first 6 months while you're contracted with us, and it is based on premium, whether that is annuity premium or single premium life business. Again, a way for us to say thank you for contracting through us and welcome aboard to Insurance Agency Marketing Services. We do also have our creative services area, which is our internal marketing services. We do provide this as an additional value add to our producers. We do offer anything from basic marketing all the way to television and radio support. No matter where you are in your practice, whether you're just starting out in the industry and looking for the basic branding, logo, business card, stationery, letterhead, or envelope support, or you've been in the business for 15, 20 years, you already have the advanced online marketing, the print marketing, the basic online marketing, and you're looking to really expand your practice into radio and television, we can certainly help you out no matter where you are within your practice to brand and really get your brand out there in new markets across the country. The individual that you need to work with or speak to within our office here, his name is Adam. Again, you can reach him here at the office directly at the 800-255-5055 number. He will be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have with regards to either marketing from a print standpoint, radio, television standpoint, or an overall marketing and branding standpoint. We do offer an industry known Life and Annuity Academy. This academy is held. We typically hold this on a quarterly basis. Our next event is going to be held, I believe, in March, first quarter of 2017. This is going to be a 2-day training. It is a training that the cost is actually shared between Insurance Agency Marketing Services and one of the major carriers within the industry. We are going to be bringing in some of our top producers who are going to be sharing sales ideas, strategies. We're going to be talking about index annuities unraveled. We're going to be talking about the wealth transfer tools, advanced annuity sales topics, sales software tools like retirement analyzers, the needs-based selling approach, what are the industry best income writers. We're also going to be talking about business insurance concept and large life case marketing. It is a great opportunity to learn from the best of the best within the industry. Like I said, this is an industry-known training course that we have. What I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to throw a question out there uh, uh, or a poll question for you to see how many people would like to maybe attend this event. I'm going to go ahead and launch that. I'm going to leave that question out there for everyone here for a few minutes. If you'd like more information on that, I'll certainly leave that open here for a few moments. But yeah, the next meeting is going to be actually March of 2017. I know down the bottom of the screen there it says 2016, but it's going to be March of 2017 is going to be our next training course on that. We do have paperless contracting here. I know that time is money for everyone. It is a unique way to become contracted and licensed through insurance agency marketing. Everything is done online. This is a huge time saver for a lot of our producers. As you want to transfer more contracts to us, we can do it all online. It is all electronic. It is a lot more efficient for our producers as well. So if this is something that you would like to talk about, I can certainly follow up with you with regards to this webinar, and we can get a little bit further into this, and I can certainly forward you out the link. We do have a website out there, which is www.iamsinc.com. It is an excellent sales tool. We do have a term life quoter out there. We have universal life insurance quotation device on that website as well. It is available to you 24/7. We have forums that are available to all of our producers, industry links, current news, and annuity grids and long-term care grids out there as well. So if you're on the road, it is possibly after hours. It is a great tool to go out and just get some basic information that you might be looking for while you're in those client meetings with your clients or prospects at that point in time. We do offer also what we call easy money now. It is very important to run your practice, which we are fully aware of. And with that being said, we do offer marketing reimbursement. We do pay $200 into a marketing reimbursement per $100,000 in premium that you write through our office. This is a way that we can help share in those expenditures within your practice. We also offer the referred producer program. It's a way to say thank you for referring folks to us. You get $50 when your referral contracts through our office, $100 more when they do their first piece of business, and you get 20 basis points going forward for any business that they do through our office on an ongoing basis. What some of my folks do with that referral business and that ongoing business is take that referral money and apply that towards their marketing budget for years to come. It's a great way to offset that expenditure as well. So again, it's a great way to say thank you for the referrals and let us help you with your marketing and your business expense through the marketing reimbursement account. So at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Brooke and Steve. Again, they're co-founders within the Retirement Analyzer software. And I'm going to go ahead and change the presenter over to them. And I certainly do appreciate you folks taking the time out and sharing your time with us today.
Great. Thanks, Marcus, and welcome, everyone. As he said, Brooke Thomas and Steve Goldstein with you here today. We do appreciate you guys taking time. Just a quick reminder, we are going to open this up for questions. So you really have two ways to go about submitting those questions. Top right-hand corner on your GoToWebinar dialog panel, you'll see a question mark in addition to a hand. So what I would suggest, probably, we have a lot of people on the call today, so probably the best way to go about it is to submit your question via that question mark. So just click on it, type your question in, and submit it, and we will make sure that we get your questions answered. Just a little bit about Thomas Gold Solutions. Steve and I are actual producers in this field, and that's where we both really started. And with that being said, I think it gives the software a truly different feel than a lot of other programs out there. We literally, every module that we create, we sit down and test with real clients. And again, it gives it a simple feel and really a nice flow when you're in that appointment and working through that process. Now, what we're going to look at today is some of the upgrades that we've made kind of in response to the DOL changes that are coming in April. So we're going to walk through a brief demo of the software itself. We'll walk you through a quick sales process. And then again, we're going to talk about some of the integrations and DOL stuff that we have coming out new here before April. Steve, anything to add there?
Guys, you have a decision to make, okay? You have a decision to make by next April, okay? Now, no matter who won the presidency or what's going on or whatever, whether it's pushed back, whether it's repealed, there's a decision that has to be made, and it's an important decision because it's all about what you do. And what our plans are here at Thomas Gold is we plan to forge ahead with all of these. We've had plans for the last 5 to 6 months on upgrading the software. And if you know Brooke or I, or if you use the software already, you know that we constantly do that, okay? So Brooke mentioned the fact that we run the software with our clients. We haven't had a lot of time to do that lately because we're busy making this software, actually planning the upgrades and actually upgrading the software to a point where you're going to be able to, I guess you can call it comply. We don't even know what comply means, do we? It's so vague, it's ridiculous, really. Right? You don't even know if you're in compliance. I mean, we're actually hoping for a pseudo FINRA organization to let us know if we're in compliance. And I think that the last time we heard, you'll know if you're in compliance or not in compliance if you get sued or not. So what our whole concentration is here and what this is about today, all right, we're going to show you the software program briefly like Brooke said, but do you want to be part of a community of advisors, okay, where we update the software daily, all right, to keep it fresh, to keep you updated so you can actually present in simple fashion to your client so they understand what you're talking about. And we believe that if you can create that better relationship, where they understand what's going on and you don't blow them away with industry jargon and they can get it and they understand that a red line means running out of money. If you can get to that point with them and make them part of the game, part of the plan, we think that the possibility of litigation, it mitigates the possibility of litigation down the road, all right? So something as vague as this DOL fiduciary rule is, right, what we concentrate on is what we do best, and that's helping you develop long-term close bonds with your client, all right? Now, we're going to run through this for 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, show you the software. You tell us if you think that you can actually take this and use it, all right? But we think that it'll actually work. And it works for everybody that uses it. We just passed 4,000 users of the software yesterday. We're sitting at 4,001 this morning. We look at it every day. Again, a community of advisors, and our goal here is to be there to service it. So we're going to talk a little bit about our training and support platforms here. And I'll start out with the first couple, and then we'll go back to Brooke here with this. But in the software, we have these things called quick clips, right? We understand it's a new software program. We're asking a lot here. We're asking you to change. Okay, take a shot. See what you think. Well, every section of the software, if you have a question on it, you have a 3-minute clip. All you do is just click the right-facing triangle, and you got a quick explanation. Okay, now that's just the first step in the support. If that doesn't help or you don't want to do something like that, we have this thing called Thomas Gold Talk, where 24 hours a day you could post in the software a question. And we do our best to watch it over a 24-hour period. Now, granted, we all sleep here at Thomas Gold a little bit too. But we keep our eye on this, right? And everybody that's a Thomas Gold employee or all of the users of the software are actually in Thomas Gold. It's almost like a Facebook type situation inside your software. We have Power Hour and Success in 60, and this is live training. And I want to make sure we understand what live training is. We're not preaching to you, okay? We can't tell you what the agenda is in these live trainings, 10 to 11 Central every business day. You dictate the agenda. You bring a file and share it with the group. We might talk about different things every day. There might, and in Power Hour, right? We have Monday through Thursday from 10 to 11 Central. There might be 5 people in, 15 people in, or 1 person in there. But we are there for you, and we just open it up. It's like a classroom. Okay? Success in 60 on Friday, not as much leeway because we have about 40 to 50 people in there every Friday religiously talking about what's going on in the industry. Again, get that community feel. We all work together, no matter who we're affiliated with, to get better and serve the client better, right? And become more successful, and again, decrease our chance of having some kind of crazy lawsuit come at us at some point in the future. Brooke?
Next, we have our power line. So outside of that 10 to 11 a.m. live training, you can call the power line from 8 to 5 Central every business day, and we'll get you the help that you need. Last but not least, we have virtual track, and we hold these trainings once every quarter. And guys, this is really roll your sleeves up appointment training. So if you really want to adopt this process, maybe hit the ground running with it in 2017, what I would suggest is we have a training in January. Again, we go Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Central for the entire month. So it's over 12 hours of retirement analyzer training that you get. It's really meant to open your eyes to all of the different ways that you can solve problems for clients, whether it's high credit card debt or maybe you're trying to show overfunding a life policy. We go through a ton of different sample client files in there. And it's, again, generated from things that Steve and I have faced with clients in the past. Okay, so check out our training platforms. We'll show you how to access some more of them when we're in the actual software so you know where to click and whatnot. We also have a 3-step sales process, and if you're new to Retirement Analyzer, I want you to just have a general understanding of this. What you're going to do in step 1 is build out the client's picture right now today and show them their current scenario. Now, often, they'll be running out of money. You can see that represented with the red line right here. So what you're going to go to work to do, if that's the case, in step 2, is to create balance for these clients. Now, you're not doing that through products. You're doing that through working longer, spending less, adjustments like that. Okay, we've created balance here by having them take 3 steps that you can see indicated right there in the notes. And it really, balance is just pushing that red line off the page. Now, what you're going to do in step 3 is really inject a product. Now, in this particular example, we take $200,000 out of a checking account that was just sitting there, earning 10 basis points, and we move it to a guaranteed income benefit. We turn the income on 10 years after we make the move. And by doing that, that has beefed their retirement funds up over $360,000. So it goes from them running out of money to, yes, it looks a little bit better, to now we have a lot of fluff and a lot of cushion in step 3. Okay, and this works really, really well for us. You're injecting the product at the end. You're solving all the problems on the front end. And so it's not really about the product that you're selling. It's about how the product accomplishes their overall goal. And again, this works really well. We'll show you how to do this in the software in a moment. Let's go ahead and step in. Now, we do have 2 versions of the software. We have a pro version that is created for insurance agents only. We have a Pro Plus version that we have a FINRA letter on. You will be asked that question right when you create an account. And again, if you're interested in creating an account or getting set up, all you need to do is contact Marcus there at IAMS. He can give you the links and everything to get started. We do have a 30-day free trial version as well, so lots of different options for you. Now, in the program, that training that Steve mentioned, the Power Hour and the Success in 60, you guys see right up at the top that light bulb that says live on it? When you click that, that will only ever appear from 10 to 11 a.m. Central. When you click on that, it will direct you right into the training for that day. Okay? Let's look at our news and talk. Steve?
And guys, we want to, basically this is going to have a workstation feel to it, okay? So what we're going to have in place by April of next year, you're going to be able to do everything you could possibly think of in this software, okay? Now page 1 here, the news and talk page, we want to keep it current. So you can see the stories from right to left, right scrolling as they come out, right? We have updates in the market right here, okay? You can see the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. We also have Thomas Gold Talk, right? right here. And again, you can post 24 hours a day here. You have questions, right? Just ask them. I don't care if it's like, 11 p.m. Eastern time. It doesn't matter. Just post them. We have people watching this, right? We want to get back to you. This is our best try at this point, in the realm of 24-hour service. Okay, so don't be surprised if you get an answer coming right back at you after hours, right? We understand you need answers and you need them right then. Okay, so that's why we put together Thomas Gold Talk. You want to come in and you want to give us a testimonial. You want to suggest, some different kinds of functionality in the software. Just let us know, right? Again, 4,000 users, 8,000 eyes on the program. Can't help but getting better every time we hear something, right? That's what we try to do, right? The financial website's down the right-hand side here. Okay, that's our news and talk page. Brooke, you want to talk locker?
Absolutely. So this locker houses a lot of the surrounding material, guys, and this is a new locker. For those of you that have been using the software for a while, you might want to re-look at this. It's something Steve and I just pushed out, about a month ago, I guess. Under this first door here, we have...
Just hang on a second. Let me, for some reason, hang on one second. My software just running a little bit slow, bro.
No problem.
If you want to just talk about it, and I'll try to get there. Let me see if I can get there as fast as...
Guys, what we'll do, we'll just skip over that. It looks like there's a little bit of delay, maybe fogginess here due to the webinar, but the locker houses all of the surrounding material. There we go. So under the training icon, we have, if we pop that open, we have a whole self-study section that we just created. So what I would suggest if you're new, click on that. There's videos, there's quizzes, there's instruction. It's very, very self-explanatory, and it'll walk you through every section of the program. Okay. Now we have lots of videos. If you don't want to do necessarily the self-study, what we have is training clips right here in this locker that will take you through every single tab of the software. So maybe you don't need the entire self-study section. You want just a particular tab or something like that. This right here will give you access to that. We also have a case study section. This is probably my favorite thing in this locker. And you can see all of the different topics here listed out. So if you have a client, maybe you're trying to create tax-free income for them through Overfunding Life. Click. What you'll notice on this is that Steve and I, we go through a video of a sample client. We actually walk you through the keystrokes as far as how to build in the product, what to print out, what to show them. You can see right there on the PDF, you get a copy of that report printout. So it really should go a long way in helping you guys feel comfortable presenting a particular concept to a client. Last but not least, the virtual track that I mentioned on that bottom one is the class we hold every quarter. So next training is in January. If you're interested in getting signed up for that, do let us know. There is a one-time fee of $299. Once you pay that one time, you can come back every quarter and audit the class free of charge. So you're basically grandfathered in and you can review anytime. So that's locker number one. Steve?
And guys, if you're worried about scheduling or whatever on this and you can't make it, I mean, it is 12 hours, okay? And it might scare some people, but I got to tell you, we understand your schedules are busy. We record everything. I don't know if Brooke said that or not, but we record everything. So you have access to those recordings 2 months after the class is over with, all right? So whether you see it in person, which we hope you do, or you have an appointment that day, which is totally understandable, you will be able to view that class, okay? And again, one-time fee, and you come back for quarterly updates anytime you want, your alumni, okay? Middle section here, we're going to close that door, open up materials. You have appointment forms, anything you're going to need, right, to complete the appointment process. They're all here, all right? We have fillable client data forms. You can do it the old-fashioned way and print them out and handwrite them if you want to transfer the information over, right? But I'd be willing to bet you, after you do 5, 6, 7 times through the software with clients, you're going to start to, I want you to picture this. You have the client sitting in your office, right? You got a flat screen TV up on the wall or something, and they're giving you the information. You're typing it into the software, and they can view their analysis being created right in front of their eyes, whether you do it by webinar or you do it in person, okay? The software is easy to use, right? 4, 5, 6 times through, you're feeling comfortable. You want some quick advice on how to get started if you like this? Do the analysis on yourself, okay? And you'll get through pretty good there. Right? Everybody pays a lot of attention to their own numbers, right? But basically this here, right, is going to give you everything you need to get through the appointment. We have fact packs, which are one-page data pieces on contribution limits and taxes and Social Security COLAs. We update them every year for you, right? Nice pieces there. Marketing section here. I have all kinds of, pieces you can mail out or use to market yourself. And we also have a seminar right here. So you have to know how to use the software before you actually do a seminar to offer the software analysis. We've had people purchase the seminar and they've done very, very well with it. It's all basic. Okay, you're dealing with people with the attention spans of a gnat today, right? You got to keep it interesting, and you got to keep it simple, and you got to be relatively quick in your explanations. Okay, that's why we have it set up that way. Right.
Okay, and last but not least, we have our whole support door here. You can basically access that Thomas Gold Talk, the live webinars. There's a whole glossary there if you're trying to inquire about different terms we use in the software. Lots of good stuff, guys. So overall method here, or message I should say here, is we're here to hold your hand and get you guys acclimated, and we want you to know that, okay? Let's go ahead and dive into a sample file. This will be just a vanilla type of file. We're going to roll through this pretty quickly and then get straight into some of the DOL adjustments. Now, in our software, once we pull up a file here, we use a 333 process.
Brooke, just hold on a second. I think we're running slow again here. I don't know.
I tested mine. Mine's working just fine. It might be because of the webinar. Sometimes it bogs down.
Hang on, let's see. Shame. Why don't we just get started and I'll try to get there. Let's just talk about the 333. Here we go. Hang on. Okay, sorry. We must be running really slow for some reason. I don't know. All right, let's see.
Okay,
we should quicken up. Open. Let's see.
Okay.
All right, there you go. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. So what we have is a 333 process. So what I mean by that is 3 input tabs, 3 output tabs, and 3 solutions tabs. So tab 1 is really focusing on income. You're going to build an employment income, Social Security benefits in our center section, and pension benefits in the bottom section. Now, one of the most common questions we get is, can your software handle advanced Social Security strategies? Yes, it absolutely can. You can see on the drop down there a ton of different options that you can build in. Let's move now to tab 2. Tab 2 is where we look at retirement assets. So our program will handle retirement assets, IRAs, Roths, all of those things that they create and have set aside for those retirement years, you can build in this top section. Okay, and you can see the tax classification there. There's an extensive list in addition to the investment vehicle. So really it handles everything. You can build in either low risk or at risk. We do keep that very simple. You can show values and monthly contributions. The additional assets section is where you can build in home values, things like that. And then in the middle, we have a SPIA and a guaranteed income benefits section. Let's move now to the bottom. This is where we look at the client's risk, okay? And what we're doing on the right-hand side is looking at their current allocation, and that is generated automatically for us based on what we input in that top section. So whether the money's low risk or at risk, that is what creates this pie chart. And what we're doing is comparing that to the left-hand pie chart, which is the client's desired allocation. That can be a tough thing for a client to dial in. They often give you a deer in the headlights kind of look. So what Steve and I did is created this risk assessment questionnaire. When you click on this, it's going to go through some very basic questions that you will ask the client. Based on how they answer them, it will dial in the pie chart. Now, one DOL thing that we have coming up, enhancement I should say that we have coming up, is integration with Riskalyze. We went around, we interviewed a ton of our big users. By and large, most of them are using this Riskalyze platform. So that is something you're going to see integrated and appearing right here on tab 2 in the very near future. Now, bottom right-hand corner, we have this question, minimum retirement funds. Make a mental note, $46,000 in this example. Let's move now to tab 3. On tab 3 is where we tackle expenses. Now, Steve and I are firm believers that a huge piece of this DOL stuff is your client understanding why you're making the recommendations that you are. and them really understanding the plan that you're building. So with that being said, we strongly feel that you as the advisor have to take the time to go through and build out the budget. Guys, it's so key. I tell you what, showing where a client's mortgage is paid off versus just showing an expense going on forever, that's a game changer for a lot of clients. It's a red line alleviator for a lot of clients. So we felt so strongly about this. This is actually a change we made quite a while ago, but it really fits nicely with this DOL stuff. We made this budget worksheet, and check this out. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the software. You can build in every expense. You can show an inflation rate per expense. So your mortgages obviously are not affected by inflation. We sit down with a lot of clients that say, you know what, I think healthcare, it's growing by 5 or 6%. Fine, pop it in. Okay, so lots of good stuff here. You can show start and end dates. You can delete out the fields that they don't need. You can drag and drop them. You can change all of the descriptions. So it's totally flexible. Let's go ahead and close that up. Now, I said we really prefer you go through this budget. If you say, you know what, I don't want to go there, and I just want to use a clumped number of $5,000 a month, you can run the software that way too. It's just not as strong when you're looking at the DOL stuff, in our opinion. Now, center section for liabilities, this is where you can show any large outstanding debts, home mortgages, credit card debts, things like that. And the bottom area is where you can really let the client dream, let the client go shopping, so to speak. Maybe it's college funding that they want to do for grandchildren, or maybe it's a dream vacation, or maybe it's rental properties. Who knows? You can build that all out right here in the bottom section. Now, the good news is at this point, you're done with data entry. Let's hop now straight to tab 6. And this is probably the most important tab in all of the software because it's where you're going to see a red line appear if they have one. Now, unfortunately, in this example, you can see the yellow line appearing in 45. If you remember back on tab 2, I talked about that $46,000 that they always wanted on reserve. And right here, when the retirement funds drop below the 46, your caution light pops up. Red lines where they're totally exhausted. Now, guys, this is step 1 in the 3-step sales process. And I tell you what, no matter how bad it looks, you have to show it to the client. A lot of times they need the reality check, or a lot of times, too, you know, they don't always have a red line. They might actually be better off in retirement than what they anticipated. So either way, it's going to be step 1 in your 3-step sales process. Now, because we have a red line in this example, what Steve's going to do in step 2 is go to work to create balance for this client. Steve?
And guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the steps. Okay, so how do I get from here to showing them something that's different, to showing them how to build up to, you know, to a point where you can actually make the analysis look better? Okay, and here's the way we have it set up. Watch this. If you go to the reports and print section right here, every time you create a scenario for a client, okay, what you have is you have a box here, like a little 4-line chart. Okay, this is a current scenario. This is a different scenario. This is a different scenario. And as you can see, if you look at the first one, the second one, and the third one, they actually build on each other and they get better. And that's really what you want to do here, okay? So this one here is sort of taking the one above it and making some changes. And then this one here is taking this one above it and making changes. And you're stepping through the whole plan, piece by piece, as fast or as slow as you want to go through it. So let me show you what we did here, okay? What I have is I have a little sample file right here that I'm moving around that kind of matches the one on the left, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this sample file and I'm going to show you how to get from here to here, and then from here to here, okay? So watch how we do this. I'm going to go into our sample file, and let's just say you're the advisor using the software, okay? Does the software have a simple look to it? Sure, right? Can it look more high-techy and not do as much? It might be able to, but you know what? This has a real friendly feel to it, okay? Clients actually like this. They get it, all right? That high-techiness, Brooke and I have played around with it, that could scare some people off, all right? So there's a reason why it looks like this, right? Because it's simple to understand. And again, we're trying to promote the understanding, right? That's what we're trying to do here. All right, so watch this. Let's take a look. Let's become advisors. Pop your advisor hat on for a second. All right, these guys here retiring a little bit early, right? They could be living to 82 in retirement. So why don't we do this? Why don't we suggest pushing retirement back 3 years? So instead of what? 63 and 62, we have 66 and 65. Okay? 3 years, we went from 23 to 26. Hang with me here because I'm going to recap everything, all right? Now, let's go to the Social Security calculator. And we have these guys taking benefits at 65, all right? Let's try something here. Let's try pushing it out to 70 and see what happens. So you see how I'm doing this? I'm just picking 70 instead of 65. I'm going to click Save Both and Add to the Analysis. And when I do that, what it's going to do is actually going to copy the 70-year-old benefit to the analysis on the outside. And I'm running a little bit slow here. Just bear with me. See it right here, the 70 benefits right here, and you can see that the new benefits are higher. All right? And let me do one other thing. Let's go to the Assets tab. And here's what I'm going to do. Okay, we're big Roth believers. We're worried about taxes going up, even though Trump's going to cut taxes. I'm amazed to see what's going to happen to our wonderful national debt when that happens and the budget deficit, but we'll see. We think taxes are going up. So we're big Roth people. So if we put $541 in for Gary and for Jenna to max their contributions, $6,500 a year, just while they're working, that's what we want to do here. Okay? Now that's 3 things. Now watch what happens here. When I take those 3 things into consideration and I go back to tab number 6, I'm going to look for a difference. Now, if you remember, there was a red line there, right? Now watch. Let's go to our big report and our report printout. This is what we look like when we first start. You saw it. This is what I just took you guys through. See, the 3 things. And look at the difference here. Let's not minimize this, okay? These guys are running out of money at 86 and 85, and sure, they can tell you, hey, I'm going to die at 82. I know exactly the day. They can tell you that. Right? But what if they don't? There's supposed to be over 500,000 centenarians in this country in 2060. 500,000 people over the age of 100. You believe it? That's what I read the other day. They might not know their names, but they're going to be here. Okay? So we have to plan all the way up to age 100. We get calls all the time. Why don't we just run the analysis to 82? Well, what if they live longer than 82? So we're going to take it out to 100 to be safe. And here's what we just did. You took 2 people who are running out at 86 and 85, and you actually they have money now. No red line. They didn't break their below 46,000 like Brooke showed you before. And we actually have funds if we happen to make it to the ripe old age of 101 and 100. You know what, guys? This is being paid for advice right here. This is advice, and there's no product here. Let's add the product now to try to enhance 63,000. Okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the software. I'm going to go to the Assets tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move this Gabelli mutual funds. Now, keep in mind, we have a little bit of a pie chart problem. They want on the left, they have on the right. Okay? So watch what we do. Watch this. I'm going to click the plus information tab right here, and what the software is going to give me the ability to do is with the 200,000, I'm going to actually move that down into a guaranteed income benefit annuity by doing this. Watch this now. I'm going to click it, and what it does is it actually brings the asset from the top down into a GIB annuity, right? And give me a second here, and basically I ran an illustration. We're totally product neutral here. This is where you call IAMS. I just took a generic 200,000, put it away for 10 years. Going to throw off 20,361. Look at the interest crediting, 0. This is guaranteed right here, 20,361 in 10 years. We don't pick product here, okay? IAMS helps you with that. We'll show you how to take what IAMS gives you illustration-wise and present it to the client. That's what we do. So watch this. Back to the software, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to take the 20,361 and we're going to divide it by 12, and we'll get $1,697, and we're going to come in monthly, starting 12 of 2026, 10 years from now, and we're going to run it for life. Okay, now you can increase it if you want. You can increase it for a period of time, for life. You can do whatever you want here. Let's keep it simple here, okay? And let's go back, and then basically what's going to happen here now? When we're out in the software program, right, the Gabelli funds, what's going to happen is the Gabelli funds are going to have to transfer out of the top section here. See it? It's gone. And it's actually in the GIB section right here. And watch what happens down below. Look at those pie charts magically almost looking like each other. That's good, right? So that kills one bird, right? We want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. We want to fix the pie charts, but most importantly, we want to beat that 63,000, right? So let's go and let's check it out. Look at our number now. When we get back and the software calculates, we're sitting at 335,000 by moving the 200 grand. Now go back to our situation here, and here's what it is. And you guys should be able to see that on my screen. Okay? You are sitting on one page here, showing them their current scenario, giving them suggestions to make their situation better, and enhancing it with a product. Now, there's a lawsuit. Basically, we're keeping all of these scenarios. We're keeping this whole process for you. This will be archived for you. It'll be signed that they picked the product. All right? We're dotting our I's and crossing our T's to make sure you guys are secure. But this is the three-step sales process, and this shows why this is a good recommendation. Okay? And you have it here, and it's part of our report, and you can see at the bottom of this, there you go, signatures. We're going to work with DocuSign. We'll tell you about this in a second. DocuSign to be able to help you electronically sign your documents and archive them for you. Okay? But that's our three-step sales process. I know we're running a little bit short on time here. We do life and long-term care. Brooke, why don't we do this? Why don't we go to our new look and we can run down our integrations? Is that okay?
Absolutely. And guys, we'll cover this pretty quickly, but as far as integrations, and like I said, some upgrades coming in response to this DOL stuff, we decided to go out and look at the top CRMs in the industry, and really time and time again, Redtail kept popping up. So we do have the integration with them complete. We'll actually be rolling that out here before Christmas. So Redtail, we also use Advisors Command or integrate with Advisors Command, and Salesforce will be done here shortly as well. Now, as far as the risk part of this, I mentioned on tab 2 when we were looking at those pie charts, we have already started this integration with Riskalyze. So if you have a subscription to Riskalyze, basically there's going to be a toggle there on tab 2 where you'll be able to flip back and forth between either the Riskalyze platform and pie charts. It'll actually give you the number and provide all of that, boom, right in Retirement Analyzer. It's going to be pretty slick. We're excited about that one. Steve, do you want to talk about these bottom ones here?
Yeah, we have like a company like Annuity Rate Watch. Okay, so you put in criteria, and there's probably 20 different things you could put in, and it's going to give you the 10 best products. Okay, so you have a list of the 10 best. You'll be able to print them as part of the report. You'll be able to print out where you and the client select number 3 for the reasons, whatever they are, and the client signs that you showed them 10 and you picked product number 3. It's going to be signed that way. Okay, so that's what Annuity Rate Watch is going to bring to us. They're going to give you the 10 best products or the 8 best products in your situation, subject to the criteria that subject to the information that you entered, and they'll search it for you. Very, very good company. Morningstar. Okay, Morningstar updating prices inside the software quarterly, daily, whenever you click the checkbox, okay? You can have price feeds into the software. And I want you to think about this, okay? You have clients out there, they want to check their investments one by one. What if they have 27 of them? Can you imagine what they have to go through to check that? What if they could do this? What if they could at some point, anytime, right, or maybe quarterly, have updated prices inside the Retirement Analyzer software and automatically email them a quarterly tab 6 to show them what the retirement plan has done change-wise altogether. One account might have gone up, the other account might have gone down. It might have gone down, right? But what if they want to know where the red line is? They want to know what they look like at age 100. So what if periodically, maybe quarterly, you can set an automatic email right out of Retirement Analyzer Workstation to show them where they are, total picture? How would that work? See, to us, that's what makes sense to them. Again, busy world, attention span of a gnat, they want to see the whole picture. They don't have time to go through all 27 assets. And that's why we're going to have this set up. But Morningstar, companies like that will actually update the prices, give you a price feed into the program. And last but not least, DocuSign. I think it's crazy these days. I mean, I know that I'm into the face-to-face, eyeball-to-eyeball with clients, but sometimes it can't happen. It's a real busy world out there. And for you to be able to get electronic signatures speeds up the business process. Don't get me wrong, you got to go out there and you got to, maintain the relationship. We're with you, okay? But, to drive over to somebody's house or have somebody meet you in the office or whatever you have to go to get a signature, I don't think you can beat this kind of stuff. So we're looking at DocuSign now to bring them in and have all of those signatures DocuSign for you, and then we're going to have, give you the ability to archive everything, okay? We want to talk to you a little bit about an email that went out. And, Brooke, maybe we can touch on some of these. I'm just going to bring this up right here. And we can go through some of this if that's okay. Just really quick, we'll spend maybe 5 minutes, guys, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we're looking at creating is basically a consumer version of Retirement Analyzer. So this is something you could pop on your website. A client could go there, they could create an account, it would be very, very basic. So it would be basically Retirement Analyzer extremely dumbed down. Okay, basic questions, 9 questions in fact, and it would guide them to a general feel or a general red line as far as where they're going to be in retirement. Now, the really cool thing about this is that generic version could then feed into your professional version. So you could say, you know what, let's take a closer look, dive more into the details. You could, again, filter that information right into your pro version and take off from there. So that's we're calling it our 9 to Know platform.
Okay, how about this one? Just to protect you, okay? The client, and we have a document we haven't made up already. The client has to guarantee that they gave you all of the information so you can run a complete analysis for them. What if they give you half? How are you supposed to make recommendations on that? So you'll have, these are the kinds of reports, not only do you have to sign, but they have to sign, okay? If this is going to work, right, and there's a possibility of a lawsuit or whatever down the road, you need to have all the information before you make the accurate recommendation, right? Okay, so they're going to have to sign some things too, and you'll be able to include this in one of the report printouts. Okay? There's goals reports, notes reports. You're all going to have these. These will be on a print selector. You'll be able to print them and add them to the report if you want. Risk assessment build out. We talked Riskalyze. Brooke talked a little bit about that. We're excited about that. You'll be able to use the red and green pie charts if you want. You'll be able to use 1 through 99 in Riskalyze if you want. You could bring it back to what they have in Riskalyze and show them red and green if you want. Maybe they just want to know, maybe you have a souped up portfolio that's beautiful, but they still want to know is what's red and what's green principal guarantee wise. So you can use both programs in conjunction with each other, right? You're going to be able to talk risk in the client, and the clients are going to understand it's in their language, okay? They'll get it. Brooke?
We also have a red line solutions build out. So if a client does have that red line appearing, you'll be able to very quickly go in, show them, you need to work longer, spend less, etc. We also have a suitability model link up. So as you guys know, suitability is becoming a larger and larger issue when you're trying to move product. And there will be some alerts in there that says, your ratios are out of line, that sort of thing. Product comparison tools, Steve mentioned that annuity rate watch, product illustration, same kind of deal there. We then have a withdrawal plan, and this is pretty cool. We're excited about this as well. It's going to actually show a client how if they change the order of the spend down of their accounts, how that could potentially increase retirement funds and how long they last. Okay, so withdrawing from a Roth first versus a traditional IRA first or flip-flopping them, et cetera, it makes a big difference in the values on tab 6, believe it or not. So we'll give you a plan for that. Steve?
Okay, and you have them all, right? There's archives galore. Okay, we're going to archive notes. We're going to archive the scenarios. We're going to archive any documents that you upload, investment account statements, right? They'll be put away in your own library for each client, and they'll be electronic, okay? And last but not least, there will be a commission report. You guys use it if you have to. You don't have to, right? We're going to write 2 nice paragraphs up, whether you get commissions from products or whether you have a percentage of assets under management, whatever it is, you'll be able to sort of just pop in the percentages and have them sign it. So these are the kinds of reports we're going to give you, okay? There's going to be others too, but you're going to have a large print selector, and you're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to check the boxes that you want, and it's going to print as part of the report. A lot of the stuff you're going to sign, a lot of the stuff the clients are going to sign, and you're going to keep it to protect yourself. Okay, but I think this whole deal, if you want the takeaway from today is Retirement Analyzers doing this. Okay, Thomas Gold is doing this no matter what happens with this rule. Okay, I think it's about time. Brooke and I have been fighting and going towards this direction anyway with the budget and everything else and doing a comprehensive financial plan. You have to look at things and you have to help clients. You can't do it with just $7,000 a month with a 3% inflation rate. So we've been going this way. We're going to push forward no matter what happens. And we're going to give you the best, okay? And we're going to work on it every day, and it's going to be new, once a week, once every couple of days, you're going to have new stuff popping out all the time, okay? Because, again, just like Brooke said, we're out there and we're able to test it with our own clients, and we can see those eyes when they glaze over, and we know we have to make some changes at some point, okay? So I don't know. We want to open up to some questions maybe, or?
Marcus, I'm not sure there if you guys, or if you can see questions from the audience, but if you guys do have questions, please let us know. Again, do know that if you want a subscription to this, reach out to Marcus there at IAMS and he can get you set up. And really, Marcus, do you want to talk about really how they go about doing that?
Yeah, they can They can go ahead and reach out directly to me at the office here at 1-800-255-5055. I'll be following up with each and every person on the webinar this morning. IAMS will certainly cover any of the software costs that folks want to go ahead and get access to your software. There is that 30-day free trial if they want to certainly try that, but on an ongoing basis, they can certainly, if they're interested in longer term getting the software, IAMS will certainly cover the costs on that in exchange for a couple of core carriers that we offer, and I could certainly get into those conversations on a one-by-one basis. I will go ahead and launch one more question here while I got everyone on the webinar about getting more information on if people would like more information on the Retirement Analyzer, go ahead and answer that if you would. I'll be more than happy to follow up with you after the webinar this morning. But if you do have questions, go ahead and type it in the question box on the screen. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions for you. Steve and Brooke will be more than happy to answer those for you. But I do appreciate you guys taking the time to co-host this with me this morning. You guys have anything else that you'd like to cover before we end it this morning?
Marcus, I got one other thing though. You know, sure. You guys really can't lose here except a couple of hours of your time or whatever to check this out. It's a free trial, like Marcus said, but I got to tell you, on that 30-day free trial, everything goes with that. Okay, everything's included in it. You get all the help. You get to go on the power hours, the Success in 60. You can get a feel for the Retirement Analyzer community. Okay, and it doesn't cost you anything but some time. Mm-hmm. Right, and I, highly encourage you, check it out. We offer this software, and again, Marcus says IAMS pays for it, but we have individuals also. You know what? We don't have long-term contracts, and I want to mention why. Because you know what? We want people that use the software. We want you to do well with it. Okay, not going to force it on you. We don't want you to use it if you're just going to just sign up for it and just let it sit there on the shelf. Right? We're highly, we're in this with you, and we'll hold your hand through it, and we'll give you the best possible experience. So, just wanted to say that, Marcus.
Yeah, and I've been with IAMS here for 18 months now. I've been with another organization as well. I've been in the industry since '91. I've been working with Retirement Analyzer now for probably Brooke, 7 or 8 years. It's one of the most thorough. Time. What's that? Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah, it's one of the most thorough programs out there. It's very consumer friendly, very agent friendly. It's one of the best ones that I've seen since I've been around in the industry, and they've got some of the best resources out there to use with your clients. And what some of my advisors say through this program is, when they sit down with clients, when you go back and you discover the red line and you go back with some solutions. The nice thing about it is it's not just, maybe an annuity correction or a life insurance correction. It can turn into maybe a one line of business offering or a 2-line, but, it's multiple at that point in time. So, it's very thorough. You really build that relationship with that client, so you really never run the risk of losing that client down the road. And it really can turn into multiple referrals for you as well. So I really look forward to speaking to each and every one of you that does truly have interest in really growing your practice in 2017. And like I said, if there are any other questions or any questions at all, please let us know now. Otherwise, like I said, I do appreciate Brooke and Steve, you guys taking time to help me with this webinar this morning. And that's about all I have. You guys have anything else before we go?
Everybody have a safe holiday. Thank you.
Yep. And thanks for your time, guys. Take care.
All right. Thank you. Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.